We ended last week on a bang, and now we're here for the new week. So the new schedule. So you're gonna have TNA wrestling today, then you're gonna have Impact Wrestling tomorrow, and then you're gonna get another TNA at the week on the Saturday. So this goes on Thursday, Friday. You have Impact Wrestling, and Saturday you have another TNA episode. But we closed out yesterday with a huge bang. We had an amazing Bound for Glory, but as the word goes around, and the saying is, everything continues. Well, the show must go on. Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 19 of this TNA Wrestling in 2010 series. We've literally just wrapped up Bound for Glory, as I said. We have got some new belts coming in. There is the Impact Wrestling Pure Championship, the Impact Wrestling World Tag Team Championship, the TNA Knockouts Tag Team titles are now into the division. The Impact Wrestling Pure Championship, I'd probably already mentioned that, Hardcore, 6-man tag, and surprisingly, the Hardcore title has been won by Shinsuke Nakamura. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome. So we get pics of last night's pay-per-view with how to catch the replay underneath. Then we cut to the venue. Pryor goes off on the stage, then we cut backstage to the backstage area where Immortal are not happy. So yes, I've got a lot of writing here, so let's get on with this show. Where is he? Where the heck is AJ? Come on, guys, this is ridiculous. We need AJ for No Surrender. And Eric's like, look, Hogan, he is gone for good. He was buried alive last night. He's not here. I've not spoken to or been able to get hold of him since. Look, I've got someone to join us who can take out this and get the title back. Don't worry, Hogan. And we see Hogan look at him with a smile, and he calms down a little bit. And then we got to ringside, and Jim's like, Ryan to Impact last night was huge, and look, AJ is gone for good. We don't know if that's true, but Eric's got something up his sleeve. And Tony's like, tonight the new world champion will be in action against Glenn Jacobs for the title. And Jerry's like, but first, the Impact X Division Tag Team title match is up for grabs, and these battles can be defended in any of the members of the TNA family. And they get a nice 72 and beautiful promo. And then in a poor match, Jimmy Havoc and Paul Robinson defeat Kota Ibushi and Roderick Strong in 7:42. When Jimmy Havoc pinned Kota Ibushi, Jimmy Havoc and Paul Robinson win the Impact X Division Tag Team Championship titles. Roderick Strong 43, Kota Ibushi 54, Paul Robinson 45, Jimmy Havoc 45. Oh yeah, I need to put weight limits on these. That's a nice 52. In about a decent match card, but surprising, Juice WRLD Liger defeats Shad in 8:23 by pinning the Brainbuster. Shad 47, Liger 43. That gets a nice 49. And then we see JB in at the interview set. It's got no screens now, but it's just got the Impact logo hanging on a wire fence. And he's like, well, the new set here at last, but joining me now, the new United States champion, Tyler Black. And Tyler's like, last night, I nearly lost to Desmond Wolfe, but I came out on top. I became the true champion. I'm doing this for all the TNA fans watching here in the USA and Britain. You see, the Invasion's got to keep some titles. Got to keep some titles and got some new ones tonight. But this one is mine. And then with this, Kevin walks in and seems like, look, me and you teared up Ring of Honor. We put on some of the best matches, but that should be mine. And No Surrender, why don't you give one of your old foes a shot? And so I was like, I'm going to be a fighting champion. So, you won. See you at No Surrender. And there we go, my friends. Our first match for our next pay-per-view, which is on Halloween night, to say the least. We'll be doing fancy dress, probably, but it'll be Tyler Black versus Kevin Steen. One of the many new storylines going to be happening across the board in TNA Wrestling. And that will be for the TNA Wrestling United States Championship. So do not miss that one. It'll be Tyler Black. It'll be Kevin Steen one-on-one. Can't wait for that. Oh, I forgot to check this. But this gets an 82, so I can't complain. So we see congratulations banners all across the rules, and they're all smiling, and Abyss holding the title, and he looks really impressed. And I was like, last night we got one over on Mortal. Now AJ's gone, and we got the world title. You think we care about your little surprise? Look here, we got what we wanted, the world title. So bring your men. Let's swap, shall we? How about David go after Rob? And Rock, go after Glenn. That's what we need to get rid of you all. You see, this might be a collaboration, but this might be a celebration, but there's still a way to go. And Glenn, tonight Abyss is going to destroy in the main event. Mark my words. An 82B, beautiful. In a superb match, Caristico defeated Mr. Anderson 8:27 by pinfall. Caristico got an 82. Mr. Anderson got a 63. That got an 80B. And that is going to start the Caristico versus Anderson storyline. The main event Mafia are on the show, but they're not in a storyline. Bear with it. In a decent match, Team 3D defeat the Briscoes in 7:46 when Brother Devon pinned Jay Briscoe with 3D. Team 3D make defense number 1 of their TNA World Tag Team titles. This is the first time they've held third time they've held the titles. Ray got a 71, Devon got a 69, Jay got a 43, Mark got a 51, they got a 66. Then after the match, Crime Time come out on the stage and Jay said, look, we went undefeated for a long time, but look, you think you're heroes? You're not. If you think we came here just to be another team, hell no. We came here for the gold you're holding right now. You see, it's this simple. We're coming for your gold. And with this, they attack Team 3D and beat them up and hold the titles before leaving them on them. And they just jump out the ring and leave. And there's a nice 54. And then JB's like, I've been asked to interview this man, Bryan Danielson. And for some reason, this hasn't done anything to the storyline. What? Hold on a minute. Let me just look at something a minute. Bryan Danielson, Rob Terry, yeah. So why hasn't it advanced in this angle? Because it should have done. I've been asked to interview this man, Bryan Danielson. Bryan comes out and goes, JB, look, I know this is not scheduled, but tonight we will not hear Regal get annoyed, but then brag. Demolition is gone, but I'm coming, Rob Taylor. I'm coming for you, and this time I will not fail like I did with Desmond Wolfe. I'm going to win the Intercontinental title. Bryan Danielson there. In about a great hit and good wrestling, Natty Nadine Hart defeated Gail Kim in 7:38 by putting the German suplex. Natty Nadine Hart makes defense number 5 of her TNA Knockouts title. Gail Kim 63, Natty 70. It gets a 72, which is a beautiful women's match. And with this, Natty holds up her belt, and then Kong's music hits, and Natty looks terrified as she comes out on the stage and into the ring. And she's like, look, I am here for you. I sent a message last night. I beat the living shit out of you, Natty, and your little daddy's not here to help you, but I am here to destroy you. And with this, Natty just jumps out of the ring and exits through the crowd pretty quick. In about a great hit and good wrestling, Sting defeated Monty Brown in 7:31 by pinfall with the reverse DDT. Sting got a 55, Monty got a 60. That begins the Sting versus Monty Brown feud storyline, whatever you want to call it. And then we've got the main event, Mafia, Kurt Angle, Mike Mizanin and Christian Cage teaming up with Dave Bautista and The Rock from Fortune, and the main event, Mafia teaming up to go against the Paul Heyman guys and Immortal, including Hogan in this match. In about fantastic and great wrestling, Christian Cage, The Rock, Mike Mizanin, Kurt Angle and Dave Bautista defeat Brock Lesnar, Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy and Hulk Hogan in 10:17 when Christian Cage pinned Matt Hardy with a kill switch. Dave Bautista 87, Kurt Angle 87, Mike Mizanin 68, Rock 93, Cage 71, Hulk Hogan 61, Matt Hardy 62, Jeff Hardy 63, Rob Van Dam 79, Brock Lesnar 88. I guess that's 75. And now it's time for the main event from Impact Wrestling. It is time for the World Championship. In about fantastic heat and great decent wrestling, Abyss defeated Glenn Jacobs in 24:48 by putting the Black Hole Slam. Abyss makes defense number 1 of the TNA World Heavyweight title. Abyss got 68, Glenn got 50. These two don't click and it made for an awkward bout. And that is really a bad rating for the main event. I thought this match would be better than that. But we get a good angle afterwards. So after the match, Abyss gets up and he starts celebrating his win when Immortal music hits and they come out, and Hogan and Eric, they point to the ramp, and then Joe just comes out to the ring and attacks Abyss with a steel chair he was holding as he came out. Then he hits the muscle buster on Abyss on the chairs to close Impact Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, not suitable to be used by a babyface. Get some more boosts can be enhanced for using comedy captures. Well, okay, that's fine. I guess a 76. I think this show's not going to do as well as, 71. Yeah, we lost popularity in 11 regions. Ouch. That main event boulders down. But Samoa Joe's now joined Immortal, and we're going to find out what is going through Joe's mind when we have an exclusive interview conducted by Jim Ross in the opening angle on Explosion this week. You're going to find out what's going through Joe's mind. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you. Even with our little frick up, we have sold out the venue on Impact this week. If anyone's interested, this is what the backdrop is on the corners. I could edit everything, but I can't be asked. So we get a recap from Impact, and before instead of going to the arena, we're in the locker room, and we got Joe and Jim Ross. And Jim's like, so I'm here with Joe in hopes we can get some answers on his actions at the end of Impact this past week. Joe, why? And Joe's just like, shut up, Jim. I tell you, I came here I was a star. I was undefeated for ages. I was a force to be reckoned with. Be reckoned for. But TNA gave up on me, so I gave up on them. I'm no longer a TNA employee, I'm immortal. I work for Eric Bischoff, I work for Hogan, not TNA, and my actions, well, you know what I want. And tonight in the main event, I team with my new brothers. I will kick Fortune's ass because I'm now going to be the most feared man. And with this, Joe just grabs Jim and puts him in a Kanicha clutch on him and just chokes him out. And he looks at the camera and he goes, "You will fear me. All of you will fear me." And then we go straight into action in a decent match. Bryan Danielson defeated Desmond Wolfe in 8-12 by the Dragon Suplex. Desmond Wolfe 60, Bryan Danielson 63, and I guess a 66. Then in about a great heat and good wrestling, Kurt Angle defeated Mr. Anderson at 7:44 by the Angle Slam after the distraction from Caristico. Kurt Angle 81, Mr. Anderson 60, I guess a 76. And then we see Team 3D backstage, but they're not happy. And River Road's like, if you saw this Impact this past week, you know we are champions again. And that means we have a target on our backs. Crime Time, you came out and attacked us after our match and leaving us in the dirt. Fine, you did not kill us. So next week, watch your backs. And it was like, oh, my brothers, testify. And they did quite a good promo. Got a 70 for that. In about decent reaction from the crowd at Subpar Wrestling, the Disciples of Nerd Church, Afro Iron Jr., Crimson, and Gunner defeated Rich Swann, Leaf Consequences. In 540, when Afro Iron Jr. pinned Consequence Creed with a spinning side slam. Gunner 48, Crimson 48, Afro Iron Jr. 46, Rich Swann 50, Creed 45, and Lethal got a 51. Leavers with a 53. Nice little match. And our main event of the night, as we said, is Abyss, Rock, and Dave versus Samoa, Glenn, and Rob Van Dam. In the next session match, Fortune, Dave Batista, The Rock, and Abyss defeated Mortal Samoa Joe, Glenn Jacobs, well done, in 25-19 when The Rock pinned Samoa Joe with a rock bottom. Abyss 80, The Rock 93, Dave Batista 86, Robin Dunn 83, Glenn Jacobs 59, and Samoa Joe 77. Again, it's an 83. Samoa Joe has ordered that next week on Impact Wrestling, I'm going to pre-book it now, but The Rock faces him in a singles match. It will be Samoa Joe, it will be The Rock in the main event of Impact next week. Do not want to miss that episode of Impact Wrestling. So we finished the show there with a beautiful 83, giving us a 78. This show increased popularity in 8 regions, unlike the other one, which killed us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We'll see you again real soon. Episode 19 rolls on, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children, well ages. Welcome tonight. Not one, but 2 massive debuts on Impact Wrestling tonight. I don't think I've really got anyone else I really want to sign, so other than Chris Jericho, I'm now more or less at what I want for my roster. So we get a recap of last week's Impact and Explosion before the video prior goes off on stage to welcome you to Impact. Then the crowd go from cheering to booing as Immortal come to the ring. Boo. Tonight, Joe versus Rock in the main event, and tonight Joe will win this match. What happened on Explosion was ridiculous. At the end of tonight, we'll introduce you to the man who will represent Immortal in Japan this Friday night in the tournament to crown the Impact World Champion, brother. You see, AJ is gone but not forgotten, and we'll wait his turn. But for now, Joe is the superhero we need. So the strong words there from Immortal. And we open up in a terrible match. Tiger and Henshu Hikuro defeat Jimmy Havoc, Paul Robinson 5-19 when Hirochiko pinned Jimmy Havoc. Tiger and Henshu made defense number 1 at the Impact X Division Tag Time bars. Paul Robinson 42, Jimmy Havoc 38. And these two have absolutely zero chemistry as tag partners. So why the hell has AAA put the Impact X Division tag team titles on these two if they don't work? 25. Let's go with gloss there. In about another cheating table wrestling, Awesome Kong defeated Madison Rain in 8:21 by pinfall to sit out power bomb. Awesome Kong 41, Madison Rain got a 39, it got a nice 42. We're going to continue the show in Climate. So after the match, Kong celebrates her win, then Natty gets in the ring behind her and just hits her with a steel chair, but Kong just stands there and slowly turns. This chair shot has not affected her, and then she grabs Natty and slams her to the mat and holds up the title over the fallen Natty and then lays the belt on her chest and leaves. Nice 53 there. In about a good heat and decent wrestling, the British Invasion, Doug Williams, Magnus, and Desmond Wolfe defeated Sting and Beer Money in 7:46 when Desmond Wolfe pinned Bobby Roode. Desmond Wolfe and the British Invasion are the Impact 6-man tag team titles. Impact is a part Impact is the governing body of the TNA family titles, so that's why they're the Impact Championships. Desmond 61, Magnus 60, Doug Williams 69, Bobby Roode 61, James Storm 69, and Sting got a 60. Just a nice little 6-man tag match. So JB joining me this time, crime time. And before they can talk, Team 3D invades the interview set. Everyone beats them up, leaving them down. Jason and Shad are both busted open. There is blood pouring out of their heads. And Ray's like, I warned them to watch their back. They did not. Now look at them, laying in their own blood. And Dave was like, oh, my brother, testify. And now Brother Ray's gimmick is getting stale. Every bloody week I deal with people's gimmicks and then someone else's gimmicks getting stale. And it's like, can you just stop? The speed at people's gimmicks getting stale is ridiculous in this game. Ugh. It happens more regularly than the others. Brother Ray. Yeah, right. Brother Ray is sorted. Nice 63. In about these match cards, Subpar Wrestling, due to win the Liger defeat, Orlando Jordan 734, both in the Shooting Star Press. Liger 44, Orlando Jordan 48, got a nice 50. And then why is no one on the bloody screen? I give up with this game sometimes. You make sure everyone's on screen and it changes it. So we see the Invasion locker room decked out like always. And we was like, so I can't go to Mexico and help my boys so they lose the Impact Extreme Tag titles. But tonight, we won the 6-man tag team titles. You see Invasion going the Invasion's going global. And in the TNA family, and this Friday night, I'm in the Impact World Tournament. I can't wait. Now, Brian Danielson, you stopped my section on the show and challenged Rob. Then you beat Desmond Wolf, so I'll give you the match with no surrender. Hope you're ready to face Rob Terry. Whew. So we've not got a lot planned for this show yet, but we've got a big match there. Rob Terry versus Brian Danielson. Can Brian Danielson take away the only singles title, title they have within the TNA brand? They hold within the TNA brand, not the titles which go around the world to all these different promotions, Australia and stuff. We've got some good champions actually. We've got some good ones from Australia, but this is the one they hold in the TNA division. Are they going to be able to keep the Intercontinental title into the group, or are they going to lose that? Only time will tell, and we've got to wait for no surrender. We've got 190 Japan first. 35, JB, I'm shocked at the British invasion, but joining me now, a British guy we all love from the X Division. This is Pac. And back like Paul Lloyd Jr., no ladders. Well done. But here's all with chairs to win. I've got to mention that, I think, on the actual thing, which he did. I had the belt and you chucked a chair at me. Then got the belt. I'm coming for you. And that X Division title. Thanks, JB. And JB's like, why can't all the British be like that? Now back to ringside. Why can't the British invasion be like that? In a poor match, the Kings of Wrestling. Kings of Wrestling defeated American Walls in 607. Chris Hero pinned Eddie Edwards with a hangman clutch facebuster. Claudio 45. Chris Hero 54. Eddie Edwards 48. Davey 47. I really need to get a B show so I can start using these guys and building them up because I really want to do stuff with these guys. And as you can see, I can't just do it because they just say that all the time. And then Kevin Stevens backstage. I made him feel safe and he fell for it. I've been around since Joey and I had nothing but stupid squash matches and pre-show crap. I am a star. I'm a future world champion. And I should be treated as such. Tell about when I beat you at No Surrender and kick your ass and become the United States champion. Then TNA might respect me. I forgot to script him, but that's a 29. Not bad. And then we see Paul Heyman and the guys in their locker room. Paul's like, once again, TNA forgot about us. So Sting's coming after Monty and Christico coming after Mr. Anderson. And they're idiots. They will lose their wars. But Brock, everyone is too scared. So next week, Right Hand Impact, we invite anyone from the TNA family to send someone to face Brock Lesnar. And we'll show you why TNA Wrestling don't want why the TNA wrestlers don't want to face him. And that gets an 82, not bad. I will be doing a few more stuff, as I say. And about Fantastic and Great Wrestling, Kurt Angle defeated Hulk Hogan in 742 by pin on the Angle Slam. Kurt Angle 87, Hulk Hogan 60. He will be retiring in 3 months' time. So January of 2011, he will retire from in-ring competition totally. I have spoken to him and said I think he should retire, and he has agreed with me. So I have talked Hulk Hogan into retiring. But until that point, we can use him, and I want to use him as much as possible to give him, a good run in TNA so he don't just retire within a ship run. In about fantastic and great wrestling, Dave Batista and Abyss defeated Rob Van Dam and Glenn Jacobs in 9:47 when Abyss pinned Glenn Jacobs with a black hole slam. Abyss 77, Dave Batista 89, Glenn Jacobs 59, and Rob Van Dam 80. Got a nice 82. Not bad. And our main event of the night is Samoa Joe taking on the phenomenal Rock. In about fantasy and great wrestling, Samoa Joe defeated The Rock in 24 minutes 55 by pinfall with a muscle buster. Samoa Joe certainly won The Rock 86, and I got 82. So I've left people off on purpose out of the angle so you don't know who's here. So after the match, Samoa Joe continues to beat down and Abyss comes out for the save, but Paul White, yes, the Big Show, Paul White comes out of nowhere and runs him off the stage before he can save The Rock. And then he hits the ring and helps Joe beat down The Rock. Then a hooded guy comes out of the crowd into the ring. He spares Paul because Paul realizes something's going on. And then Joe sees Paul laying on the floor, Big Show, and then turns around, sees him, and he gets speared as well. Spears Joe. The hood comes down, and it's Adam Cooperland. Ladies and gentlemen, on the same Impact Wrestling, Paul White and the formerly Big Show and Edge, better known as Adam Cooperland in TNA, have arrived. Both parties are going to be representing Fortune and Immortal in the first round at the World in One Night in Japan Supercard, but we're pre-taping this show. They'll be making their first in-ring debut matches on Explosion this week. It's going to be an eight-man tag warfare match. We're going to be taping it in a minute. It's going to be Abyss. It's going to be Paul White. Abyss, David Batista, The Rock, Adam Cooperland. If you don't believe me, there he is, against Samoa Joe, Glenn Jacobs, Paul White, and none other than Rob Van Dam. And if I'm going to prove to you that they are a part of the roster, as you probably can see, there is Adam Cooperland, there is Edge, 36-year-old male, and where is Paul? I don't know how, I can't remember how Paul was, but Paul White came up and Adam Cooperland came up, and so he's only 38. So Edge is actually older than the Big Show. Did anyone realise this? 36, 34. Did anyone know that Edge is older than Big Show? So yeah, that's what's happened. We've quite literally signed two great big people. The issue is Paul White has got a 77 popularity in most of the world. 70, 60, 71. He's not very over, is he? I swear he was over in Japan. Yeah, he's got 69s in Japan, so he's not that over in Japan, but it'll be him versus Adam in the first round. I ain't sorted that tournament out yet. But you can see Adam Cooperland's got 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, because WWE's kind of buried him since they realised he was leaving. But yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Fortune versus Immortal. That is the biggest main event I think I can do for Explosion, and that's going to be happening in a few ticks. Big debuts tonight. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. We're going to get to Explosion, and then we're going to Japan. And we're probably going to go to Korakuen Hall if I can find where it is. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Explosion. We get a recap of last week's Explosion and this week's Impact, including the huge debuts. And myself, welcome to Explosion. Now, going forward, we are on Thursday nights. For the going future, tomorrow night is One Night in Japan on USA, but 8-man tag warfare as Paul White and Adam make their in-ring debut for TNA. And just like that is huge. And at the end of Impact, it'll be interesting. It was huge at the end of Impact. It'll be interesting to see who wins. And Roddy's like, look, the war is getting worse, and I'm hoping that the ring stays intact. But first, Christico and Sting versus Monty and Mr. Anderson. If you want me to find out what his actual name is, I'll put it through Google Translate. I could do that now if you want. Shall we? Oh, God. Trying to copy. Hopefully that worked. So, if my computer is any quicker, it might not work. No, there you go, it's changed already. Google Translate, open, boom. Microsoft News, there we go, auto detect. So we paste this in auto direct so that it comes up and it will tell us. So I am saying it right. I am saying it correct, which is weird. Caristico. In 804, Monty Brown pinned Sting with a pounce after Paul Heyman got involved. Caristico carried the match. Caristico got 73, Sting got 57. Mitch Anderson got 62, Monty Brown got 62. For however long I couldn't say Masahiro Chono, who now is head booker of New Japan Pro Wrestling. But anyway, in a good match, Team 3D defeated British Invasion in 732 and Brother Devon pinned Doug Williams over 3D. Team 3D made defense number 2 of their TNA World Tag Team titles. Brother Ray got a 72, Devon got a 74, Magnus got a 61, and Doug Williams got a 69. And now Ray's... Oh, yeah. Have we already got Brother Ray down? Yes, we have, so that's fine. Got a nice 72. And then after the match, Team 3D celebrated a victory in the ring when Crime Time, with their heads bandaged up, come out and attack Team 3D, and they actually bust Devon head open on a pair of steel chaps. So this is now becoming a blood war. A blood feud more than anything. Yes, we know Brother Ray's gimmicks getting stale. Thank you for telling us. In a battle of great heat and good wrestling, Christian Cage defeated Steven Regal on 87 by pinfall with a kill switch. Christian Cage got a 72, Regal got a 68, and got a nice 74. And after the match, Christian Cage celebrated his victory over Regal, and Brock Lesnar just comes out of nowhere and beats the living crap out of him, which starts the Cage versus Lesnar storyline. Of course, Cage is still a part of the main event Mafia, who are feuding with the Heyman guys, or was. And then in the main event of the night, above Fantastic Heat and Great Wrestling, Immortal Joe, Glenn, Paul, and Rob defeat Fortune, Adam, The Rock, Dave, and Abyss in 25-28 when Paul Wright pinned Abyss, illegally using the ropes for leverage. Glenn Jacobs was the weakling, should have chaos performance. So Abyss got a 78, Dave Bautista's got a 90. Rob got a 92, Adam got a 79, Rob Van Dam got an 81, Paul Wright got a 72, Glenn Jacobs 61, and Samoa Joe 74. Because he has pinned the world champion on Explosion, this coming week on Impact Wrestling, it will be Paul White in the main event, getting a world title shot in Impact Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, he has pinned the world champion. Maybe using the ropes for illegal leverage, but he pinned the world champion here tonight, and he will face the world champion. It will be Paul White versus TNA World Heavyweight Champion, the Monster Abyss, live on Impact Wrestling. You will not want to miss that one. Yeah, Paul White might struggle. Well, I will just do this then, because it always works. If you ever get that message, just click that button. And Bob. It works. And I guess a nice 80, which is brilliant. We finished the show with that, giving us a nice 77, increased our popularity in 6 regions. 2 great episodes, not sold out any 9,384 people tonight, which is disappointing. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys at the other end of the tunnel, because this Friday night, we're in Japan. Get ready for one night only, Japan Supercard. And we'll crown the first ever Impact World. My final recording for today. It is New Japan Pro Wrestling's / Impact Wrestling's one night only Japanese Supercard with All Japan Pro Wrestling. And tonight TNA Wrestling comes to Japan 2 weeks after the biggest show at Bound for Glory. TNA Wrestling comes to Japan. This is one night only Japan. And just like welcome and to one night only Japan. The fans in Australia watching on Box, welcome. And then he's like, look, tonight the best of Impact and Japan are here in Korakuen Hall, and tonight it gets bigger. And there's like, I heard about the show, but never have I called action here in Japan. So, we got 113 paying customers tonight. The venue is sold out. We've invited wrestlers from all wrestling promotions of the TNA family to come here tonight. We've packed out the hall with New Japan stars to watch the show and everything else. So we've got a big card planned. And we opened up in about Fantastic Heat and Great Wrestling. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Caristico in 12-01 by pinfall the Samoan Driver. Caristico got an 83, Shinsuke Nakamura got a 73. I got a nice 83. In about Fantasy and Great Wrestling, Paul White defeated Adam Cooperland in 9:45 by pinfall the chokeslam. Adam Cooperland 77, Paul White 69. We know that Paul White will now go on to face Shinsuke Nakamura in the next round. But in about Fantasy and Great Wrestling, Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Minoru Suzuki in 11:43 by pinfall. Minoru Suzuki got a 72, Hiroshi Tanahashi got a 79. That got a nice 78. And then about a great hit in decent wrestling, Akon Bonner defeated Steven Regal in 71 by pinfall. Akabona 56, Steven Regal got 65. Akabona has a gimmick against Stell. That's not my department. So he goes around through to the next round. He'll face Hiroshi Tanahashi. In a poor match, Kota Ibushi and CIMA defeated Paul Robinson and Jimmy Havoc in 8:22, and Kota Ibushi pinned Jimmy Havoc with a sit-out powerbomb. CIMA 57, Kota Ibushi 60, Jimmy Havoc 27, Paul Robinson 38, and got a nice 53. We had a pre-show prior to this match. In a decent match, the British Invasion, Doug Williams, Desmond Wolfe, and Magnus defeated Zack Sabre Jr., Rich Swann, and Mick Foley in 808 when Desmond Wolfe pinned Rich Swann. Desmond Wolfe and the British Invasion make defending number 1 of their Impact 6-man tag team titles. Zack Sabre Jr. 56, Rich Swann 40, Mick Foley 63, Doug Williams 60, Desmond Wolfe 61, and Magnus 37. Got a nice 61. In about decent match of the crowd, subpar wrestling. Gail Kim, Nicole Gracie, Brianna Gracie, and Awesome Kong defeated Natalie Dinant, Madison Ray, Kimberly, and April Jeanette in 806 when Awesome Kong pinned April Jeanette with a set-out powerbomb. Awesome Kong 42, Brianna Gracie 46, Nicole Gracie 42, Gail Kim 58, April Jeanette 23, Kimberly 45, Madison Rain 32, and Natalie Dinant 74. That was a nice 58. In about fantasy and great good wrestling, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Paul White in 9:34 by pinfall, running a single leg high knee strike. Shinsuke Nakamura 76, Paul White 63. That was 73. In about a good and fantastic heat and good wrestling, Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Akabon in 9:55 by pinfall. Akabon 55, Hiroshi Tanahashi 78. That got a nice 69. I forgot to make the title, so the title will be crowned off camera and will be given to the winner of this tournament. In about fantasy and good wrestling, The Rock, Mike Mizanin, Kurt Angle, and Christian Cage defeated Immortal, Hulk Hogan, Rob Van Dam, Glenn Jacobs, and Samoa Joe when Kurt Angle pinned Samoa Joe with an angle slam. Joe 60, Glenn 56, Rob Van Dam 77, Hulk Hogan 64, Christian Cage 68, Kurt Angle 81, Mike Mizanin 59, and The Rock 82. I got a nice 78. In a decent match, Sting defeated Monty Brown in 8:05 by pinfall with a Scorpion Death Drop. Sting got a 56, and Monty Brown got a 44. That got a 57. In an exceptional match, Brock Lesnar defeated Dave Bautista in 11:59 by pinfall after distraction from Rob Van Dam. Dave Bautista 85, Brock Lesnar 88. That got an 81. And your next match is Abyss taking on Yuji Nagata for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. In a good match, Team 3D... Oh yeah, I was meant to move that and I forgot. But in a good match, Team 3D defeated the Hardys in a tables, ladders, chair match in 1506 when Brother Devon retrieved the item. Team 3D make defense number 3 of their TNA World Tag Team titles. Jeff Hardy 72, Matt Hardy 71, Brother Devon 71, Brother Ray 76. Oh yeah, this type of match was extreme poor choice for this audience. Got 50. And then in about a good wrestling, good heat and decent wrestling, Abyss defeated Yuji Nagata in 21:45 by pinning the Torture Rack Backbreaker. Abyss makes defense number 2 of the TNA World Heavyweight title. Abyss 52, Yuji Nagata 73. He came over from New Japan. And that's why in our main event of tonight, it's going to be Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. In about fantastic heat and great wrestling, Hiroshi Tanahashi defeats Shinsuke Nakamura in 25:30 by pinfall. He will be crowned tomorrow as the inaugural Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. Shinsuke Nakamura 73, Hiroshi Tanahashi 80, and that gets a nice 79. That is where we finish the show. Yeah, well, that will help New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that gave us a 78. That increased our popularity in 15 regions. A great show from Japan. Maybe not a big crowd, but these shows are giving good ratings, and that is all I care about. Ladies and gentlemen, that was One Night Only Japan. I'll see you in episode number 19, when we will hit No Surrender.